So the question is, do I have a bit that I use in the two rein to transition into a spade? The short answer is no. I either put them in a spade, or I guess the best way is talk about my process. So I have a whole process for spade bit or bridle horses. First, I would say before you go out and buy a expensive spade bit, make a really nice hackamore horse, one that can be ridden around in either a 1/2 inch or a Bosalillo that's fully trained in that. Then after my horses get where their mouth is mature and finished growing, and I kind of know the shape of their mouth, I'm either going to put them in something that has a mouth like this or a spade, one of the two. I'm not going to immediately ride them around with the two rein. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie them to my hitch rack with no curb chain and no reins or rein chains. So it'd basically just be this. And I make sure these bits are pretty heavy. And the reason for that is when I tie my horse or tie him to the hitch rack, if his head is like this, the weight of this bit is supported with this head stall. But when he does this, he has the weight in his mouth, and it has the ability to turn because it doesn't have the curb chain on it. So he finds the balance point all on his own, where it's the easiest way to pack this around in the most athletic posture. I might do that for however long it takes. Then I'm gonna ride him around with no curb chain and no rein chains and no reins, just doing kind of simple work. And if you can find some hills that go, you're kind of going up and down, that will make him or her have to figure out how to balance this. Then I'm gonna fit my curb strap to them, put my rein chains on and my reins, and I'm gonna have my hackamore reins on my two rein setup is what's gonna be the first point of contact. And he's just gonna, I might even tie my reins up, my bridle reins up, and just let him pack it around even longer. These reins in the beginning, to me, to this in the two rein phase, aren't going to have a lot of conflict. Like if we're going to do anything that's going to get fast, I'm probably going to ride more with my hackamore reins. And then if I'm just kind of piddling around, like going in a straight line somewhere or trotting out, then I might drop my hackamore reins and then pick up my bridle reins and see if does my horse collect and get large. Making a spade bit horse to me, or a bridle horse to me, is a long, lengthy process. It's not something that happens overnight, and it's not something that you can skip any steps and rush through it. That's why it's, to me, considered an art. And so, no, to answer your question, I don't have a transition bit from something like this to a spade. If I'm going to ride them in a spade, I'm going to ride them in a spade. But you save a lot of money if you just make a nice hackamore horse first, if that's got to be there anyways to go into a two rein, rather than going out and spend a bunch of money on something today on a spade that that horse may never make a nice hackamore horse. So I would concentrate there first, and that process is kind of how it was taught to me, so I'm just kind of passing it along. And so yeah.